Hey everyone, it's 𝗪𝗱𝗃𝗀, your tarot life planner, helping you plan for the life that you're meant for. And this week, we are coming up on the end of this week will be the full moon in Sagittarius. So take some time as this energy is building this week to really start to see how you can see things from a bigger perspective, a broader perspective, and build your energy towards this beautiful full moon energy in Sagittarius that should feel light and a little happier as we're moving deeper into the holidays and the winter time. Really, start to really use that energy to move you forward in these next couple of weeks, but especially this week. So let's get started with our 5-card spread. And in our first position for spiritual development, we have the 9 of Cups. Next, for our health and happiness, we have the 6 of Wands. Okay. Next, for our love and relationships, we have the 7 of Cups. Then for our business and career, we have the 9 of Pentacles. And finally, for our overall card, we have the 7 of Pentacles. Interesting. So let's start with our spiritual connection card. And here we have the 9 of Cups. And, nines are all about, they're about completion. They're about ending our cycles. When you see 10s, that is really like closure so that you can begin again. But the 9 of Cups this week feels like there's a surprise in something that you've been developing, something that you've been working towards. Cups is our emotions. Something has come up just as you're wrapping up something emotional that you need to keep an eye on. Again, this is around our spiritual development, so this is an internal energy. So think about, maybe you've really been working towards developing yourself, finding peace, finding calm, and there's just some little agitation that's cropping up. Make sure that this week you are keeping an eye on it, that you're noticing it, you're allowing yourself to notice this energy, and just don't let it take you by surprise. Don't let it knock you off your game. Okay, next we'll move on to our health and happiness position, and there we have the 6 of Wands. And so this is really about showing up. This has been coming up for us a lot the last few weeks, but the 6 of Wands is about showing up, finding some wisdom in the harmony that you're able to create with others. So this is our health and happiness card, which for me is an internal energy, but it is about how you've been working on connecting with others, how you've been showing up with the collective we, if you will. And last week, there was this energy of needing to share your wisdom. This is more about taking action collectively on that shared wisdom, if you will. It really shows this beautiful young lady in front of this group. People are celebrating the message that she's bringing, and that's really the message this week, that it's okay for you to show up and bring forth this energy, this movement of ideas that you've been having. It's okay for you to show up and share that with others, because again, people want to hear that. All right, next let's move on to our love and relationships. And here we have the 7 of Cups. So what's jumping out at me in this card is kind of slow and steady wins the race. There are a lot of relationships And there's something that's coming up for you that is maybe stalling you. Maybe you have felt like you've been moving too fast. But there's definitely an energy this week that you may want to just slow down a little bit before you get overwhelmed with options, before you get overwhelmed with a particular situation, and just survey the area. Take a look around, see what's really happening, see what you're really feeling. Again, cups, we've already seen this week, cups is about our emotions. So just take the time, allow yourself to really look around and see what's happening before you start to make any decisions. Because there's going to be a few different options that you can take, but there's one that's going to be the one that's best for you. All right, next we've got our business and career. And here we've got the 9 of Pentacles. So it feels like there is the end of a project that's coming up. Either you have been planning for something, or you've been trying to close out maybe this last quarter in the year, and you're just about there. It's just about finished. Things maybe haven't turned out quite the way that you thought initially, so there may be a part of you that feels as though you didn't really succeed because things didn't turn out the way that you originally envisioned them to. But the key here is that whatever's happened has happened. Just because you thought things were going to go one way doesn't mean that's the way they were supposed to go. They went the way that they needed to. You can't go back. There are always going to be unforeseen things that happen. The idea here is to really remember that you have been working, you have been building, you have been growing, and focus on that and allow, whatever needs to end and close it out. Stop dwelling on, what you think you could have done differently, and just really be appreciative. Show gratitude for the fact that you have been able to go down this road, get to a point of completion in this particular journey, and close things out so that you can start fresh. And lastly, let's take a look at overall card. And so here we're finding ways to really connect all the pieces of who you are, inside, outside, to grow your abundance. Taking the time to not just replenish yourself internally, but also externally, actually being a part of something, and being really intentional about how and where you want things to grow. You as an individual are growing, you're evolving, you are almost at a point where you're kind of growing out of the pot you've been planted in, if you will. And you've been working hard. This really has come through quite a bit lately. You've been working to be a better version, what you think of as a better version of yourself. And don't stop doing it, but allow yourself to really soak in all that you've learned, all that you've taken in, all that you've experienced, and really reflect on it. There's a lot of knowledge and wisdom that I don't think you've allowed yourself to really appreciate. And there is a lot of abundance around you. There's a lot of comfort that you've created for yourself and for others. And so before you get ready to just jump into something new or get rid of a bunch of things that you think didn't work the way you wanted them to, step back and really see where you are, what you've experienced, what you've built and created, and really just drink that in. Allow that to really fill you, because ultimately that's the goal, to learn from what we've done and to allow that to help us to continue to grow. So I hope that's helpful for you this week. Make sure that you enjoy the full moon at the very end of this week, and let me know what you think. Stay magical, y'all.